How y'all doing? Welcome to Change is Good. My name is Brian. Here we have another $500 box of half dollars to go through. We'll be looking for silver proofs, NIFCs, or coins not intended for circulation, foreign coins, mint errors, and varieties such as double dies and repunch mint marks. We're also going to be looking for anything to fill any slots in these albums over here. All right, box. What you got on top? Looks normal and innocent. All right, now let's get into the rolls. It's been a pretty tough box so far. We're on roll number 25. Halfway through, we finally have our first two finds. The first one here is an NIFC, or a coin not intended for circulation. It's a 2018D with a mintage of 6.1 million. One of the more common NIFCs. The next find is a double die. Let's go to the scope. Here we have the reverses of two different 1972Ds. The top example is a regular die. The bottom example is DDR number 2 on Variety Vista. You can see the bottom example has slightly thicker lettering with more rounded serifs at the bottom of the S's versus being narrow and sharp on the top example. On this variety, you'll also find small notches at the bottom right corners of the lettering all the way across the top half of the coin through the word America. All right, let's go back to it. Roll number 31. We have our second NIFC of the box. It's a 2004D with a mintage of 2.9 million. All right, back to it. Roll number 38. We have our third NIFC of the box. It's a 2009D with a mintage of 1.9 million. As you can see, it was at the end of the roll. It's got some end of the roll damage on it. That's how it goes sometimes. Let's get back to the box. Roll number 45. We have our fourth NIFC of the box. It's a toasty 2012P with a mintage of 1.8 million. Not so pretty anymore, but we'll take it. Let's keep going. We're on roll number 47. We've got a double die. Let's check it out. Under the scope is a 1971D. You can see extra thickness here in the date and the motto. And if you look at the letter I, you can see sloping here on the upper left and convexity down here at the bottom where it should be straight. And if you look at the word trust, you'll see extra thickness in the lettering, splitting here at the bottom of both legs of the R and the top of the U on both sides. You can also see extra width in the letter T in Liberty with wide and split serifs on both sides. This is DDO number 13 on Variety Vista and is often confused for the FS 101 in the Cherry Picker's Guide, but this variety has a different mint mark placement and a different shape of the letter I over here in the word N. All right, 3 more rolls to go. Let's get to it. I see an empty box. Let's do a recap of the hunt. Well, the first half of that box was absolutely brutal. Luckily, the second half was a little bit better. We had 6 finds in total, including 2 varieties, a 71D, DDR number 13, and a 72D, DDR number 2. We also had 4 NIFCs. And folks, are you still hungry? I know I am. Let's do another box. All right, now let's see what we got on top of this box. Looks like a bunch of rejects. We'll see how it goes. Well, unfortunately, that box was a complete waste of time. Just a box full of recently hunted discards. Luckily, we've got another box. Let's hope this one's better. All right, box number 3. Here's the moment of truth. Please be better than the last one. Looks normal. Seeing a lot of uncirculated halves on top, so we'll see how it goes. Be back when I have a find. Well, as you can see, this box has been an absolute disaster, just like the last one. We're now on roll number 46. We finally have a find. Unfortunately, it's just an NIFC. It's a 2006P with a mintage of 2.4 million. At least we found something. 4 more rolls to go. We'll see what happens. Let's just pretend this box never happened. Box number 4, please don't share the same fate. Well, will the cruel and unusual punishment continue? There's only one way to find out. Again, it looks innocent, but we'll see what happens. I don't want to jinx it, but so far this box seems to be a little bit better. We're on roll number 4. And we're on the board with a proof. It's 1984S. In pretty good shape. That's a start. Let's keep going. Well, the box slowed down a little bit, but we're now on roll number 25. We got a double die. Let's check it out. Here we have the reverses of 2 different 1972 Denvers. The top example is a regular die. The bottom example is DDR number 1 on Variety Vista. You can see the bottom example has significantly thicker lettering. And if you look at the bottom serifs of the S's, they're wider and more rounded compared to being sharp and narrow on the top example. And you can also see notching at the bottom right corners of the lettering in the words United States of America all the way across. All right, let's go back to the box. Well, this box may just redeem itself yet. We're now on roll number 36. We've got another double die. Let's check it out. Here we have a regular 1971D for comparison. Look at the lettering and the motto, the numbers and the date on both sides of the coin, and compare this to this example here. You can see the date and the motto are just a little bit thicker, and if you look at the top left serif of the I, you can see a slight stepping effect right in here. You can also see extra thickness here in the word trust with splitting at the bottom of both legs of the R and here at the top of the U on both sides. If you look at the T in Liberty, you'll see extra width in the lettering and widened split serifs on both sides, with the right side being wider than the left. And if you look at the E in Liberty, you'll see a big split here at the bottom right corner of the middle bar. Here's a quick side-by-side comparison of the letter I in both coins. You can see the right side is quite a bit thicker than the left side is. This is DDO number 14 on Variety Vista and is very similar to DDO number 7, but on DDO number 7, the mint mark is a bit lower and closer to the neckline. All right, back to the box. We're on roll number 47. We've got another double die. Let's check it out. Under the scope is a 1976D Bicentennial. If you look at the top left serif of the 1, you'll see it's wider and more square than normal. There are also splits here at the top right corners of the 7s and one here at the top right serif of the 6. This is DDO number 1 on Variety Vista. All right, 3 more rolls to go. Let's get to it. We're now on roll number 49, the second to the last roll. We've got another double die. Let's check it out. For comparison, here we have a regular 1974D. Look at the lettering and the motto and the date on both sides of the coin and compare this to this example here. You can see the motto is a lot thicker than the other example. And the date is also quite a bit thicker with splitting here on the left side of the 1 and the left side of the 9 on the outside curl through here and the inside curl right through here. You can also see heavy doubling over here on the word trust, especially on the R, the U, and the S. There's also a large notch here on the back side of the 4 and the date. This is DDO number 1 on Variety Vista, or the FS 101 in the Cherry Picker's Guide. It's a fairly common and well-known variety. A lot of roll searchers look for this one. All right, 1 more roll to go. Let's get to it. All right, empty box. Let's do a recap. Well, it was like pulling teeth, but we finally got a decent box. We had a total of 5 finds on the board, including 4 varieties: 1971D, DDR number 14, a 72D, DDR number 1, a 74D, FS 101. That was the find of the hunt. We had a 76D, DDR number 1, and a nice 1984S proof. Unfortunately, even though we hunted 4 boxes, we had nothing for the albums. We're still sitting at 126 out of 297 slots filled. Well, that was a tough one, but we finally got something out of it. We had a total of 12 finds out of 4 boxes, so an average of 3 finds per box. Not the best, but of course, you know, it could always be worse. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content and it gave you a new lease on life, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And if you have any feedback or questions about any of these finds, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thanks again, and remember, every coin has a story, and some of those stories can be considered cruel and unusual. I'll see y'all next time.